From the dungeons of Morningstar, I'm Clint.
And I'm Stretch, and this is Prevailing Strange.
Welcome to our Rant and Sundry portion of the show.
Where we talk shit and you can listen.
We're not going to guarantee that we're not drunk.
It's not hentai.
Wow, that's where you went? I was more going with an animated show like Finding Nemo that has an octopus in it. Or Aquaman.
Did you watch the video? Did you see the drumming? Fucking dumb man.
Yeah, I did. But no, that was stupid. That was a stupid inclusion. You shouldn't have had that. I'm fully aware that aliens come from underneath the water. That's just a fact. Aliens aren't going to come from space. They're already here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're already here. Octopus is one of the most foreign alien things you'll ever see in your life.
Agreed.
Do you know how many brains they've got?
4, don't they?
More than one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man, I love octopi.
Yeah, they're fucking gorgeous. But still, they're so alien.
Mm-hmm.
They can get out of anything that's smaller than their beak, bigger than their beak.
I was watching a documentary once, and this guy said it, and I was like, oh, that probably, tracks. The evolution of the octopus and how fucking smart they are, and the whole camouflage thing,
dude,
and the fact that they're not social creatures at all. They're very kind of secluded creatures.
Yeah.
Until it comes to breeding and whatnot. They said that.
Speaking of breeding, have you ever seen a female octopus give birth?
No, I'm not sick like that.
No. They starve themselves, dude.
Oh, God.
They literally sacrifice themselves for their children.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But anyway.
Keep going.
I was saying about how they were saying that over all this time, this evolutionary chain of the octopus and how good it is at camouflage and being seclusive. To the word? Reclusive. There's a word that's similar, starts with S. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, the fact that they've all this energy over all this time has gone into that. If they had been more of a social creature, that the evolution and the intelligence of them, they could have rivaled humans, is what he kind of said.
Yeah, right.
It's a wild claim, maybe true. I don't know, but it's cool. Like that's how kind of smart they are.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a bloke on YouTube, Michael Rober.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would have seen him. Anyway, he just got an octopus out of the ocean and then made this whole elaborate tank with all these puzzles in it. This octopus went through and solved every puzzle, dude.
Yeah.
He didn't teach it. It was out of the ocean and it solved every puzzle. And then he released it. Nuts, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon, look, call me a kook all you want. I'm all for the hollow earth theory.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
No, definitely. What is it? 87% of the Earth's ocean is unmapped. Please.
Some weird shit down there.
Some weird shit, dude. A fucking anglerfish has a light bulb for a head.
Mm-hmm. There's some cool videos of the deep sea exploration, and some of the creatures they find down there is fucking alien as fuck, man.
Dude, so alien. And that's what I'm saying. Aliens are coming from under the water.
The last thing, I'm still finishing off the third book of Adrian Tchaikovsky's Shards of Earth series. No,
right.
The Final Architecture series. Sorry. Enjoying it. Just didn't get around to finishing it this week.
I was nearly finished. When I say nearly, I'm 16 hours away from finishing the fourth book of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Come on, mate, keep up.
I need to get with it.
Oh, dude, like it's that story gets better.
Does it really?
Oh yeah, like the entire thing, it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, right. Okay, because it was for me, the start was a very slow starter, and it was something that I didn't think I'd actually continue reading.
Oh, right. And we're talking about the first book or the
first book?
Yeah.
When I first started listening, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's a pain in the ass. It's annoying. And then I'm like, ooh, hang on a second. And then the second book fucking reeled me in, and now I'm stuck.
Yep.
So I've got to finish this before I get back on Expeditionary Force.
Right.
Because I can't have 2 books going on at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a very simple person. But yeah, so when I finish this and I move on to Expeditionary Force, that's another thing that I'd really like to see. This would be a good long-form TV show, Dungeon Crawler Carl.
It'd be different.
It'd be sick.
It'd be something that'd be picked up by Sci-Fi Channel on Foxtel.
Even, dude, I could even see Amazon, like, they go for this weird shit.
The problem with Amazon is, like a lot of streaming services, is they have this fucking weird idea that if people don't finish watching the show, that's when they cancel it. So that's their kind of...
Litmus test.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter, like, if you've got a show that has 100,000 people watching it, but 100,000 people finish it, versus something that starts off with 6 million people watching it and finishes with 100,000 people finishing it. So the same amount of people finishing it.
I'm feeling you, dog.
It's the fact that...
Right. The retention rate.
Yeah, the overwhelming majority does not finish it.
Yeah.
That's what cans shows.
Right.
And that's why you get really great shows that, you know, might be more cerebral and kind of had a bit of punch to begin with, and then people kind of drop off because they're like, But, like, it could have been great sci-fi. Like, there's some great sci-fi out there that is really kind of cerebral, and you're like, this is fucking weird, but I want to see where it goes. And then you don't get to see where it goes because it gets cancelled because not everybody's into that shit.
I.e., the fact that that's why we don't see much original programming these days. Because they're scared. They're scared that, okay, we're going to get 100,000 people watching this show, and it only goes for a season because they're going, oh, fuck, only 100,000 people grew up on this. Only 100,000 people are watching this. But if they kept it going for longer term, much like Dungeon Crawler Carl with me, give us a second season, and people might watch 1 or 2 episodes of that second season and go, hang on a fucking minute, what happened? Go through and rewatch that first season. So then you got 200,000 people finishing the first season. Much like Firefly. I know I always compare, but that's my bar of great TV shows that only ran for a year. You've got this original programming, but you sit and you watch now how many people have watched it now as opposed to when it first came out. In 2001, I think its highest viewership was like 3 million people. But now you ask anybody, every single person that you know on Earth has heard of Firefly.
Yeah. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
But how many times do you recommend a show that went under the radar and people go back and watch it?
Well, hopefully I've inspired you to watch 2 today, Peacemaker and Lucky Number 11. You need to watch Lucky Number 11, dude. It only goes for 2 hours.
Okay, fuck. It happens, though. People go back and watch shit.
So much.
Like, why don't they take into consideration the fact that that shit's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, they can only punch out so much new shit all the time. Why aren't they kind of reliant on their back catalogue? Like, why not continue to make something? Mate,
yes.
if they need to dial down on the budget a little bit, but like...
Finish your stories.
Yeah.
Finish your stories. I 100% agree. If you've got... And I think that's why everyone's always going to remake, reboot, because there's all these things that have already, Spider-Man movie's coming out. Okay, I'll watch it because I love Spider-Man. Original program's gone by the wayside because they're not able to bring people in.
Yep.
But again, if you're pushing this one season of TV, write that story so that one episode, that one season can wrap up that story.
Yep.
Because you don't know if you're going to get a second season. For example, Hannibal, which I'm watching now, the first 2 seasons, top tier TV. You get to that 3rd and 4th season, they're trash, dude. They lose their way so much. Heroes.
Yep.
That first season of Heroes was one of the best seasons of TV that's ever been produced.
Well, that was the writer's strike. They should have put it on hiatus while the writer's strike was on. That's what killed it.
I legit think that they just lost their way. You get someone like Kurt Sutter who done...
But that's a problem. They got a whole different bunch of people in to write it during the writer's strike. Yeah, a whole heap of scabs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, fuck them guys. They
Yeah,
should have been-
that's what I'm saying. Like, they should have, okay, we don't have our writers' table at the moment who
Let's
has
ho-
been there the entire time.
Agree.
Put it on pause. Okay.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
okay.
happened with a lot of TV during that original writers' strike back in the early
Yeah, right.
2000s. Is we lost a lot of good TV because the companies that ran them weren't happy. They wanted to
Right.
continue on instead of pausing production.
And they couldn't go with the SAGs or the AFTers and that, so they had to get scabs in.
Yeah.
Right. People at home, scabs are the people who aren't in a
Union.
union.
Yeah. Or are willing to work despite the
Yeah.
fact that the unions are out striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when SAG and that try to strike and get better rates of pay and stuff and better conditions for their writers and producers, actors and stuff, you get these people called scabs that aren't in a union and they come through and they undercut everybody, but they're not as good as.
And they punch out
Yeah.
poorer fucking quality stuff.
So Kurt Sutter
Mhm.
will only ever produce 7 seasons of TV.
Yep.
His story will always culminate in 7 seasons.
I think it makes sense to kind of start something with an end in mind,
Exactly, an outline. You need that outline.
which is as much as I like J.J. Abrams, is his issue. He has great concepts.
Where the fuck did the polar bear come from, Jeremy?
Well, they explain that in the end.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was something to do. Oh, did they explain where they come from or what
No.
they used them for? I don't know. I didn't finish it.
I don't think anyone did.
No, a lot of people did, and there's a bit of a cult following around it, and they reckon it's the greatest thing that's ever. No, he fucked up. He fucked up. He had too good an idea and didn't know where it was going.
That first season of Lost was sensational. Argue with me.
I won't,
It was
because it's
good.
the truth. The first 3 were great. He was bringing in all these ideas, the smoke, the fucking people that were still there, the hole in the ground with the numbers that fucking they had to keep punching in. And then he just
They're dead.
made shit up. And then there was
Spoiler alert.
the fucking people that were always on the island. There was fucking the light in the well, and the mum gave birth to the fucking 2 children, and the fucking one child killed the other, and they put them in the fucking well, and he came back to life. Man, it got fucking weird.
What the fuck? That's very Cain and Abel right there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I've read what happened in it. I didn't watch it. I wasn't going to sit there and watch it. I fucking read it though.
There'll be something on YouTube that'll be a like a 2-hour watch through where it'll show you. I might have to watch that.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. J.J. Abrams, an incredible writer.
Concepts, sensational.
Dude, you tell me someone better. What was it?
He loves a box, by the way. Loves a mystery box.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Always loves, yeah. What's in the book? What's in the book? That first season of Lost is some of the best TV ever. And I don't know whether he just because old mate with the big hair and the overweight fella just didn't want to lose weight to show that he was on a fucking abandoned island. He was starving. How are we going to remedy this? They're already dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't in the writer's room. But I think if you've got a great, and this is what's annoying, we talk about Ted Lasso and how it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It is perfect. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Ted Lasso is perfect television. He had a 3-season arc and he wrapped it up perfect, dude. It had the most beautiful, heartfelt,
I hope he
funny
doesn't fuck
little
it up
bow.
on the 4th.
This is what's worrying me. He's come back from for a 4th
Yeah.
because of public outcry. Fans want more.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give them what they want, or do you say, no, you've had what you need?
If he's coming back, it's got to be for the right idea. It has to be, man, he has to sell me in the first 2 episodes on this fucking 4th season.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if he's just come back for the money, I might just fucking not watch it, DNF, and fucking walk away.
So this next season that Jason Sudeikis has written, now it's same writers, same cast, but it's going to be a woman's team. Now, in the end of season 3, we did see that Rebecca
Yeah.
is starting the women's team.
It was mentioned, yes.
She's split up the team. which is the Richmond Greyhounds. She split it up and give everybody that's a fan a part of the team. Perfect wrap-up. This one is going to be the Richmond Greyhounds female team. So they're starting a female league. Whether Ted Lasso comes back as that and Beard's still coaching the men's team, we don't know. But I'm excited for it because that Ted Lasso man made me feel shit that I've never seen in TV. Ever.
So
it hasn't.
Full Metal Alchemist, but anyway.
No. Ted Lasso is probably the most perfect story ever written for telly. It is, man.
That's a fucking big call.
No.
It's good. I don't think it's that good.
It is. It is. Can you tell me a show that made you feel, laugh, scared, every emotion that you can feel from 3 seasons of TV?
I wasn't scared in Ted Lasso. What? I wasn't scared. I laughed.
They got relegated.
I laughed and I nearly cried. It was good.
What about when Beard was getting jumped in the alleyway? You didn't think he was going to die?
No. No, I wasn't concerned.
I was scared shitless. I'm like, no, Beard, no.
No, it definitely, it was good. Did you ever watch Sex Education?
No. Had sex in it. I was going to say something then, but my wife would probably kick my ass.
She doesn't watch it, don't it? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This would that clip
get out. Yeah.
That would get clipped.
I wouldn't clip it.
And the chat would send it on.
Yeah, Sex Education. Fucking funny. Had some feels. Had some tits in it. It was good. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, it was some of the best TV show has tits in it.
Do you realise your mother and father are watching this?
That's fine. He probably agrees with me.
Petey. Petey the life bringer. What a lord.
I mean, think of Game of Thrones, Shameless, Sex Education. It's of 3 that I can think off the top of my head that are great shows. That
Never seen Shameless. Game of Thrones was trash.
In the end, yeah. You never seen Shameless?
No.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Why?
Funny. A lot like Ted Lasso. Has a lot of drama. It's funny. Tits in it.
There's no tits in Ted Lasso. It's a classy
Well, that's
film.
probably why it's better.
How dare you. That's a shit thing to say, by the way.
What?
It has to have tits to be better.
No, it doesn't need to do
You
that.
need
Not
to just
at all.
get out of here.
I do enjoy that
Right.
in a show. But, yeah, getting back onto the fact that Ted Lasso is good. Probably not the greatest TV in the world, but it's good.
Okay. Can you name a TV show that you rate higher than Ted Lasso?
Sense8.
That's a load of bullshit and you know it.
You never watched it?
I've heard things. I've watched trailers. Did it lose its way after the first season?
No.
Second season?
No. Didn't lose its way. It lost an actor. They changed him, but they swapped him out.
It did a lot.
Yeah. And they wrapped it up with a movie. I thought it was some of the best TV I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It was British, wasn't it?
No, it's made by the Wachowskis. It's American. From the creators of The Matrix.
Okay. I'm going to have to give that a watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give that a watch.
And it's got tits in it.
For fuck's sake. Look, I look in the mirror and it's got tits in it. It doesn't inspire. It just doesn't. It's like, why are your nipples looking at you like that, Clint?
Do you know what I forgot to tell you that I watched?
What'd you forget?
I watched Prey.
Tell me all about it, Jeremy.
Don't grip the microphone. You can hear it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes! I knew you would.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
It is a good movie. It's
Such a good movie, dude.
The best Predator movie I've ever seen.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down.
The only bugbear I have in
Was it?
this is coming from a movie that I liked and enjoyed.
Okay.
Is the thing that I remember a few weeks ago we talked about aliens and Predator, and you said that the aliens are just mindless, fucking whatever.
Right.
Okay, the thing about fuck, I keep forgetting to look up the name of the race of predators. Predators for all intensive purposes. Starts with a Y, I know that.
Watja.
Watcher.
Wautja.
Okay.
Watja.
Watcher. So the thing that kind of is a bit of a bit muddy for me is the fact that they're coming to Earth to hunt the best.
Yeah.
In Prey, you see him, he's a little bit more stripped down than...
Very, very primitive.
Primitive, yeah. Like he's going out there with less armour on or something like that. The fact that there's a scene where he shoots the coyote, grabs the skull, and you see him melt it down. That's a pretty cool moment. You see how they do that to preserve the skull. Why did he need to do that? He didn't fight the coyote. Didn't hunt the coyote. He just shot it from a distance.
Again, I don't know.
Yeah. Like if he's, if they said they were just out, I don't know the law.
But
are
again,
they just out to collect skulls of predators?
But again, I don't think it's the skulls that he's collecting. I think it's the spines because there was something in the law about the spines and the stuff that they're getting from the bone marrow of the spine. I can't remember where I read
There'll be
that.
research for this week and we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But it might have been a predator that he'd never come across before. So he's like, bang, okay.
And then got that for the
And
collection.
got that for the collection.
Because it's kind of like insinuated that they're going up against whatever's the best kind of predator and that's the skull they collect.
Yeah.
Killed a fuck ton of humans.
Yep.
But yeah, like primitive humans basically with fucking flint pistols and
even the French have got single shot flint pistols.
Yeah. The fact that he uses the fucking camo, the invisibility.
Yep.
Kind of get it when he's fighting Arnie. They're in he's in a war zone.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't essentially fucking. I don't hate it, but I'm like, why? What?
Do you think if they left out the active camouflage, that you would have run into an issue with it, that they didn't introduce the active camo?
I would have preferred it if he was kind of getting down and dirty, wearing mud from the area to kind of.
But see, this is where we're going to run into it with Trachtenberg Universe, which he's doing now.
Mm-hmm.
When we've got Killer of Killers coming out, and they're in the ancient samurai days, and they're in the Viking days, he's got active camo.
Yeah.
So I think that's it'll explain more by watching them movies.
I hope we get something because that's the thing. Something about the law of it that doesn't make sense to me is if they're kind of matching their technology to their prey,
right?
It would make more sense to me. But there's the active camo. That's about the alien and the fucking hatchet with the leather strapped to it. The way it should never catch that. That was a bit much, in Prey.
Right.
It was cool. But it kind of took me out for a second there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just the way she's throwing it, ripping it back, and catching it. And
it's not Mjolnir.
No.
That was probably one of the only things that I ran into was that.
I would have preferred it if she yanked it and pulled it back.
Gotcha.
Instead of
leather straps aren't elastic.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. There was just kind of the weaker parts of the movie.
Yep.
But as a whole, I enjoyed it. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I agree with you when you said best of the Predator franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, I am quite drunk. I'm slurring my words. I agree with you with that. You could have had that. Again, when we talk about movies that have been remade, rebooted and stuff, and you could have called it someone else and it would have been just a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they've called this Prey, it's not Predator, Prey.
Yep.
It's just Prey. You could have gone into that with fresh eyes, dude, not having to watch anything else in the world of the Predator franchise, and you would have been okay.
Yeah.
You would not have had to have had anything explained to you. You don't have to have any prior knowledge of the Predator universe.
Yep.
It was just is.
Yep.
And I think it killed it.
Yeah, it was good. I would like to know if that root or whatever, the healing medicine, whether that's legit or not. Because if that's not legit and, it just happens to be they can lower their body temperature by this magical root that didn't really exist, that's a little cheap as well.
Well,
I would have liked if she'd covered herself in mud and called back to the original Predator.
Well, again, I agree with you on that. And we see Adrian Brody do that in The Predators.
Yep.
I would have liked to have seen something like that.
Yep.
However, I'm going to call them Indians because
Indigenous people.
Yeah. But not just that. Like, did you know how they got their name? Indians. I actually watched a stand-up comedian explain this, and I was like, Indians. He called them Indians because Indios means people of God.
Mm-hmm.
And like they were the most pure people that he'd come across, and he called them Indios. Indios, all that sort of stuff. So that's how they come about. But the fact that they knew shit that we don't, dude, fucking peyote. Have you ever seen them when they do their peyote ceremonies?
Yeah, man.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I do magic mushies. And to me, man, magic mushies are transcendent. Every single person on this earth should do magic mushrooms. You haven't done them ever.
No.
I do them once a month at least.
Mm-hmm.
For them to have been doing peyote since the dawn of time, and for them to be doing all that natural medicines, dude, we don't know the fucking slightest in what they know.
Yeah, there's definitely something to it.
Yeah. So I hope if there is a plant or there is a root or if there is a medicine that they knew about that lowered their body temperature, fucking sweet.
Yeah, I sincerely hope.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I love this fact that they bring in real world shit into something that's so fantastical and so out of there that they're introducing aliens that hunt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Prey, man. I thought it was so good. And it really does get me amped for Killer of Killers.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it more after having watched it. But
I really thought you would have loved that. I really did. It's not, they don't ham it up with a comedy.
Yeah.
There's no big muscle bicep moments, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it's still it's just Predator.
Yeah.
And it's so good. So well written, so well acted.
Yeah.
I think it's just a great production.
It would have been pretty shit house if he'd rocked up in the full fucking armor.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I love that it was a bone mask, dude. Where did that bone mask come from?
That'd be a nice little fucking comic background how he got that fucking skull. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100% agree. And I'm glad you finally watched it because it is good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining us again. Enjoyed having you.
We're doing something different this week, so catch us on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. We'll be here on all your social networks.
Leave us a comment, send us a DM, do what you want, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Love, peace, chicken grease.